Okay, lesson 2, I'm going to show you the cool trick for dealing with mixo blues, Mixolydian, for playing Mixolydian, for playing Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray, Eddie Van Halen, for playing so many of the riffs those guys played. And I'm going to put it in a context for you that should make a lot of sense and that'll help you understand, like, we don't really need to mess with the complicated mixo blues scale that I just showed you or the Mixolydian scale. Check this out. I'm going to play my pentatonic scale pattern, my A minor pentatonic scale pattern at the 5th fret. Okay? I'm going to come over here to the 3rd string, 5th fret. That note is the note C. It's my minor third or flat third that I would have in the key of A minor. And I'm going to play that note and then hammer on the C sharp right after it. Now that C sharp wasn't in my pentatonic pattern, but we're using it here. This is part of the mixo blues thing and part of the mixo blues trick, alright? Check this out. Mixo blues number 1. Okay? I'm hammering on that note, but all the other notes I played were just straight out of the pentatonic, alright? How about mixo blues number 2? Okay? I'm playing those notes, got that major, that minor third, major third thing going on, and this is just such a cool common trick that is just used in so many solos. I don't need to know all that Mixolydian scale stuff. All I need is to be able to play some riffs like this, and they start coming out. Okay? And all of a sudden I've got that Mixolydian thing handled. Alright? It's pretty cool. This little trick even actually solves another problem that you might have been on your mind. A lot of times I'm talking about soloing and I'm playing that pentatonic and you might be saying, well, that's a minor pentatonic scale. What if the chord is actually A major? Well, here, we just went from the C note, the minor third, to the major third. We just fixed that problem. And now all of a sudden you can use that totally comfortable minor pentatonic scale and turn it into a major scale, in a sense, just by hammering on that one note. It's very, very cool. Alright? It's very commonly used. Dig into that one. We just took a minor scale and sort of changed it into major. Now I'm going to kind of go the other way, in a sense. I've moved up here to the 9th fret. I'm playing what I consider my 4th pentatonic pattern. In this position, you might think of it as F sharp minor, but I'm thinking of it as the relative major, A. Here's that C-shaped A chord right there. Maybe you're familiar with that song right there, and you know that little part of it played up there at the top end. Okay? I've got that pentatonic scale that fits right there. I'm going to do the very same thing with the minor third, major third, and play basically that same riff, but this is a really common area to play it in, and you can come up with different riffs here than you could in the main pentatonic shape. And so here we go. Here's my root note A. The pentatonic scale for A major ends up over here on C sharp, which is our major third. But if I start with my second finger here on C natural and hammer that on, and away I go. Okay? Or mixo blues number 2. Okay? You see how those little riffs fit right in there? And so simply by fooling around with the major and minor third, by just hammering on that major third, bang, we've really jumped into Mixolydian mode all of a sudden. It's very cool. It's a very cool technique, a very simple trick. And now all of a sudden, if you really dig into that, really explore it, and you go back and you listen to Stevie Ray and Eric Clapton and Jimmy Page and all those guys, you're going to start hearing this thing all through their playing, and you start fooling around with it, you'll really learn how to take off in the Mixolydian mode, or the mixo blues scale, as you might really want to think of it. All right? There we go. That's week 5. Thanks.